The Opium Wars are seen as defining moments in modern Chinese history. For the Chinese, these series of events in the 19th century are seen as British and European aggression against China's national sovereignty. The Qing dynasty ruled China from 1644 to 1911, and it saw a steady decline of its power and influence in the world due to a lack of resources being spent on exploration and further trade. Over the course of the 19th century, though, the Qing dynasty's power will fall rapidly due to military losses and unequal treaties made with European nations. Europe had desired products from China for hundreds of years before the 19th century. For many years, Europeans had purchased things like tea, chinaware, and silk from silver mined in the Americas. However, over time, Europeans could not mine enough silver to meet the demand for Chinese products. As a result, some merchants turned to the illegal sale of opium within China in order to make money to buy Chinese goods. The Chinese attempted to stop the illegal drug trade and confiscated and destroyed large quantities. The dilemma in China was exacerbated when a group of British sailors killed a Chinese citizen, and the British government refused to hand over the responsible sailor to the Chinese government for trial. In 1841, British ships attacked Canton and occupied the city, starting the First Opium War. Canton was significant to China and Europe since it was the only port that was open for trade between Europeans and China. Note, the Chinese for many years wanted to restrain European influences from infiltrating their nation. The First Opium War ended with a British victory at the city of Nanjing in 1842, making Britain the victor and the creator of the terms of the new peace. The Chinese were forced to sign the Treaty of Nanjing, which outlined agreements to the advantage of the British. First, China was forced to pay for the opium it had destroyed. Second, the city of Hong Kong was given to Britain. Third, 5 Chinese cities were opened as trading ports, including the profitable city of Shanghai. Fourth, the Chinese government was forced to reduce taxes on imports on British goods. In 1843, China had to sign another treaty with Britain that gave Britain the right of extraterritoriality in China. This meant that any crime committed by a British citizen in China could be put on trial by a British court, not a Chinese court. In the mid-1850s, the British wanted to extend their trading rights in China. So, in 1856, when these Chinese officials boarded a British ship and arrested Chinese crew members, the British used this as an excuse to bomb Canton. The British then captured the city and replaced its governor with a pro-European official. In 1860, the British and French militaries worked together to attack Beijing and burn the emperor's summer palace. This attack forced China to surrender the Second Opium War. As a result of the Second Opium Wars, China was forced to provide homes for foreign diplomats in Beijing, open new ports for trade with the Western nations, allow Westerners to travel throughout China, legalize the opium trade in Shanghai, and give the Kowloon Peninsula by Hong Kong to Britain. After the Second Opium War, the Qing dynasty under Empress Dowager Cixi tried to restore Chinese power in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Under Empress Cixi's rule, China modernized its transportation and communication systems, updated their military, outlawed ancient cultural practices, and pushed for a democratically elected parliament. However, despite the reforms, the damage had already been done, and China would struggle with political stability throughout the first half of the 20th century.